Lose a lot of altitude in a hurry. Watch, he rolls over on the side and kind of drops right out of the sky there, see?
Wow.
Because you don't always have a great big stretch of river to land on. Sometimes it's just a little lake a few hundred feet across, so they have to be able to lose altitude quickly. But look, you get everything leveled out and set right back down on that nice, calm Chena River, and there's how it's done.
Very good.
Good friend of ours, Steve Knatzer. Steve again now, watch up again. Same flight path right ahead of us on the left. He's also on the monitor. Oh, you're going to get a good eye level view here as he passes right by us. To me, look like some pretty skinny metal tubes with a fabric coating about the consistency of a versatile aircraft. You use them in the wintertime, put skis on, and they're able to land them on glaciers and little snow fields out in the middle of nowhere.
It sounds like he had a hard time yesterday with the wind they had.
Remarkable skills.
Hello.
1 in 60 Alaskans is a licensed pilot.
1 in 60 is a licensed pilot. That's pretty neat.
Of pilots to none, and a lot of planes up here. You got a little plane like that, it opens up the whole state to become your backyard. Tens of thousands of miles of river and over 3 million lakes you can set down. They'll switch out to the skis incidentally in October, which is when the snow is pretty much guaranteed to be down to stay. And I know that from personal experience because I was born and raised here.
Homes right on the river.
Everybody out here builds pretty much any way that they want to, as you'll see. Some, like these magnificent homes here that belong to me. I started this business back in 1950, and you can see how things looked in the early days as they're boarding Discovery 1, heading out into the river the same. 6,000 gallons of water a minute out of this river. Pump it through a water pipeline up over the hill and use it for mining gold. We'll show you why they need it in just a sec. History of this entire state, right over there. It's only 10 miles long. That tiny little thing,
is it on the
when
right?
gold was $18 to $24 an ounce, mind you, produced $100 million worth of gold.
Oh my gosh, that
and at
little
today's
creek?
price, $8.3 billion for the same amount.
Wow.
Because left, we have approached Trailbreaker Kennels, and with your indulgence, we're going to stop here for a little while. If you'd like to move somewhere where you can see well, you're going to get a chance to get a look at some of these dogs, young and old, and some of the trainers, young and old.
Oh, look at the puppies. Look at the puppies.
Husband, who's out here today. Dave
Oh my gosh, look at the puppies.
Well, I'm just great, and what a glorious day today is, and how many people in Fairbanks were actually a little lucky with that forest fire yesterday that the Forest Service could put it out in such a hurry, and a lot of homes were saved, so we're all blessed in this town today. And you know, any day you get to get up with your job description that says play with puppies, you're pretty darn lucky too. They're about 6 weeks old right now, and
look at how they go,
you know, when the day they were born, their eyes are closed, but we still want to start working with them, so picking them up and holding them in our hands,
you're getting
and
the
they start
pictures,
associating the comfort and security they feel with us. So when they get this old, they want to follow us and go on little adventures, and those adventures are not only fun, they're also an opportunity for us to teach them something. And so what we try and do is develop their self-confidence and trust in us by putting little obstacles in your way. You can see Kyle brought them up there. They had to go across that little
that must be Mama.
Challenge anymore. How do you keep their training going and expand their skills?
Well, you know, you can see this older lead dog we have, Loosely, here. She's actually over 15 years old now, and she's still pretty darn quick and fun. They follow her. And when they're out of our sight, she's the only thing that they have to focus on.
Oh, he got down.
The older dog back, and it runs to us. The puppies chase back right to us, and the pups have learned 2 valuable things from that. One, to listen for my voice, but the second is much more important, and that is to follow the lead dog, because that's the dog that brings them home. And they need that skill when they go to harness for the first time.
Oh my gosh.
They are really excited.
I guess.
Of course, it's summertime now, so that we can't use a slide that way. So it's a very specific talent they have as well. Now, as you
crazy.
Power isn't going to be my problem here, so I've done a couple things before.
They do want to go.
Remove the engine, there's nothing in there except dog power in front of me. Number two, you can see I'm laying on it right now. I reinforced the brakes. But if it wasn't for the fact that I'm tied up to this climbing rope here, I'd be out.
There they go. Whoa! There they go. They flew. Oh. There they go. Holy cow. They love it. Oh my gosh.
The dogs just love running. The cool temperature allows them to get their maximum out a little bit in reserve so that you have plenty of power to hold off competitors if they are gaining on you towards the finish line.
We'll see if more works in that.
Oh, yay. Wow, yay. So they don't use huskies or...
That's right. Hey, you know, as you look...
React and bond with you,
and
that shows up on the trail a lot. And Granite didn't look like he was going to be much of a lead dog. He had a poor hair coat and knock knees and no self-confidence. But by working together with him, Susan created a great partnership and bonding. And so the same thing goes on with these guys.
Antlers are just starting to come in here for this season. You'll notice, in addition to them being small in size, they're also covered with kind of a fuzzy layer called enabling the antler to grow in underneath. Later in the season, they'll have nice big racks, good for showing off to the ladies, and then soon after the rut, those antlers will fall off and they'll grow another set. White hair falls out, and a little later in summer, they'll be a chocolatey brown color. And every strand of hair on them is hollow, which helps to make them buoyant. They're excellent swimmers. Time when we could make a right turn and go out into
Fire smells good.
Yeah, it does,
ever since the sandbar started appearing,
fish every day.
it became less and less possible for us to do that.
Oh, see that
And now
sandbar.
there's no way. We'd get stuck for sure.
Yeah, we...
Sandbar, incidentally, is made out of glacial flour. That's what we call it, because it's rock that's been crushed up to the consistency of about
He's got about 3 or 4, maybe even more poles with a fire right on the...
But it sure
right
gets
on
in
the
our way
water.
now. So we have to turn
Smells
around
good.
at this point. And I had the good fortune to learn how to say "what's up" in the Yupik Eskimo language recently.
That's how
So
they
you can
catch the
join me in
salmon.
greeting Haley. She's Eskimo. Let's all say together, "Waka!"
Waka!
Shemai, hello. Haley Seyosa, Yupik Eskimo. My name is Haley, I'm Yupik Eskimo. My family is from the village of McGrath. McGrath is located in southwest Alaska, about 330 miles from Fairbanks, along the Kuskokwim River. Every summer, my family would pack up all of their dogs and supplies, and they take my grandpa's riverboat about 30 miles upriver from McGrath to my great auntie's fish camp. And her fish camp looks very similar to the one you can see here on shore. In front of me, I have a chum salmon. This is a lower quality salmon that runs twice in one summertime. So we usually save the chum salmon for dog food. And you learn how to cut these when you're about 6 years old. You start the cut by just cutting along the backbone of the salmon on both sides, leaving 2 fillets that are still connected at the tail. The next thing that I'll do is actually cut the head and the backbone of the salmon free from those 2 fillets. And in our culture, nothing is ever wasted. So I'll actually save this fish head and backbone, and later on we'll use it to make a stew for the dogs. And actually, if this was a higher quality salmon, we would save the fish heads to make fish head soup for our elders. It's a delicacy.
Well, that was David Butcher. We just got a book about Granite. She won the Iditarod. Here's a whole little thing about her. She died of cancer in August 5th of '06. Wow. It doesn't say how old she was. But yeah, her husband was the one that just signed the book. This doggy is so funny. And
I do dry around fish. We fish in the rivers in August and September. We fish in the big with
I wish he'd come out and jump on the. He's just hanging out. He's looking. Okay, here we are in Denali. Little cafe shop there. Kind of cloudy right now. Ah. And down there is the main lodge. I'll take pictures later. Yay, the sun came out. Now it's beautiful. Here we are inside the lodge. I have a fireplace downstairs in the lodge. It's really cute. And then we have, I think, computers here for people to use, which is handy. There's all our princess buses. There's something right up there. And there's Crow's Nest and the Harley place. Is that it? Yep. So we'll be visiting that. Bunch of little shops for gifts. Oh, and look who just came out the door.
She said dress in layers tomorrow.
Oh, really? Because it could be...
Yeah. Bring snacks. You'll get 1 bottle of water.